Hi team, Philosophy Gamer here, and I'm playing a little bit of Osmos, which is a PC game from an indie PC game that I got off Steam. Quite relaxing. I don't know if you guys have played it at all, but it is quite relaxing. And it's very philosophical, interestingly enough, because it got me thinking when I was playing it. I thought, hey, let's talk about Plato's theory of the cosmology, or the Timaeus and Critias. That's the definitive text, really. And let's talk about what Timaeus thinks the world is made, or how the cosmos is put together. Basically, it comes down to there's something called a receptacle, right? And that is everything, apparently. So if you like here, we've got kind of the chaos. This could be the receptacle on Osmos. We've got some chaos, and my little ball is trying to organise the chaos. So my little ball is the demiurge, which is another aspect of the Timaeus view of the cosmos. And the demiurge is essentially God, so he makes the cosmos out of the receptacle. And out of this receptacle, the demiurge shapes a kind of chaotic order. Timaeus definitely thinks the world has chaotic order. The reason that we can't understand the world is because of we can't think like the demiurge or God, and if we knew the thoughts of God, we would realise why the world was perfect. So essentially, Timaeus is saying that things like cancer are okay because if we understood it, we'd see the beauty of it. Obviously, we know Timaeus is wrong. Quantum mechanics and all quantum theory would tell us immediately the cosmos is wrong, but Timaeus is wrong. The Big Bang Theory doesn't necessarily say that Timaeus is wrong. I mean, it could be that the point of singularity is the receptacle. But still, I don't want to get into too much science. I just thought I'd post this video really in the interim between waiting for the PVR. Yeah, sorry, not the HPVR, the PVR, which should be arriving at some point this week. Although I'm getting a bit worried about the delivery, to be honest, because I haven't really heard anything. Oh yeah, you can see my little... I think I was having a bit of a crisis point at this point when I was playing Osmos, because I didn't really know what was going on. Well, I was trying to win, but it just wasn't really working out. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's a very good game. You should definitely check it out. But let's go back to Plato and philosophical gaming. So obviously here we've seen a clear cause of applying Plato to gaming, and clear reason of philosophy gaming. This is philosophy in games. I was going to, if you guys want to see it, do a bit of Braid, because that is a very philosophical game, as I'm sure you're all aware. Obviously with the princess and everything. And this is more of a calming game, and we have to choose the philosophy in it ourselves. Obviously we can't decide it completely, but we can, what's the word I'm looking for, interpret it to our philosophical needs. I wanted to talk briefly as well about Wittgenstein. If any of you know who Wittgenstein is, as I'm sure some of you do. Basically, what we do not know, we must pass over in silence. So, that's Wittgenstein's main argument in the Tractatus Logico-Philosophicus, which is basically saying that philosophy is dead, or at least all of our conceptions of philosophy are dead. So now, the reason I wanted to talk about Wittgenstein was because for those smart Alex out there, some of you might bring up Wittgenstein and wonder why I would bother to do gaming in philosophy and any kind of philosophy gaming when Wittgenstein has essentially, or did rather, essentially eliminate the need for philosophy in our daily lives. And the reason I'm continuing to attempt to bring philosophy to it is because I do, I'm afraid, agree with Wittgenstein. I do think that philosophy has become jaded. I mean, all we have to do is look around, really, today and noticed that philosophy is not really in anything. I mean, it pops up every now and again in gaming, but people don't really think about philosophy. You don't wake up in the morning and go, ooh, today I'm going to philosophisize. Sorry, well, tongue-tied there, philosophise. I'm going to have some thoughts about the cosmos. I mean, not many people wake up every day and go, ooh, let's think about the mathematical beauty of the universe, which is, by the way, what Timaeus would regard it as a mathematical beauty. There is a certain mathematical perfection in the universe. I think watching myself play Osmos now, there is a kind of certain mathematical beauty to it. You know, it's kind of spheres floating around. Have to do little calculations with where you're going to get it to. I mean, obviously, there must be some sort of, it must be based on some sort of math system, this game, because how else would they work out the trajectories and things like that? It's almost like geometry, slightly interactive geometry, I would describe Osmos as. Anyway, back to Wittgenstein. While I agree with Wittgenstein, I do think there is still a worth, definitely a merit in philosophy, and definitely philosophy gaming. Obviously, I wouldn't even attempt to put any videos on this channel if I didn't think that there was some kind of worth to philosophy and gaming. And I think the worth we can find in philosophy gaming is that we don't just have to see games as something that is to be enjoyed. I mean, we've already seen with games like Heavy Rain and games like Grand Theft Auto, the Grand Theft Auto series, Red Dead Redemption is the latest one, where storytelling has driven the game forward. And particularly in the case of Heavy Rain, storytelling drove the game forward instead of gameplay, because I personally found Heavy Rain quite boring to play. That's not because... sorry, I've lost my train of thought again, but the story was good. The gameplay was a bit dull. And I think the same goes for a game like Bioshock. I'm talking the original Bioshock here, is a deeply philosophical game. Deeply. Obviously, anybody with any understanding, or anybody who's read any Ayn Rand will know the objectivist views that are pointed out in Bioshock. I mean, it's almost like an existential objectivist treaty, if you like. And that's really and that's an example of philosophy in gaming, but where the developers have actually used philosophy. So anyway, back to the point, I just think gaming is not just about having fun. I think there is a deeper level to it. It's certainly becoming a cultural phenomenon, with games like, Modern Warfare 2 selling massive amounts in days. But it would be interesting to see if game developers could do something a bit more, what's the word? Not educational, but just, I'd say philosophical with the games. Just try and make us think about certain things. I was going to do I will be doing a video on death in video games. On just the way that death is approached. But I'll leave that for another day. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the Osmos video. You'll see right at the end here that I have a little existential crisis and decide to end the game. Life form terminated. Anyway, keep thinking, keep philosophizing. Ciao.